Hey, what's up? This is Robin.
This is Maurice.
And we are Magnificence.
And you're watching Guettapen TV.
Salut à tous et bienvenue sur Guettapen. On est à l'Iwax Festival et je suis avec le duo Magnificence, les deux Hollandais qu'on a bookés pour jouer sur notre stage aujourd'hui. Et je suis ravi de les avoir. Hi guys, how are you?
Very good. How are you?
Great, it's great to have you here. So I wanted to ask with the first basic question, like how did you guys got into music? And then how did you met? How do the duo Magnificence has birth?
You go first.
Yeah, I go first?
Take off.
Okay, I'll grab this one. So my brother was into hardstyle music back in the days. He was a producer, he was a DJ. So at my home with my parents, we had a DJ gear and everything. He had his own small studio. I was kind of enthusiastic about what he was doing, but I wasn't really into it back then because I was younger, I had different interests. But at some point, I met Robin.
Okay.
Robin was already into music, and I think that story I will leave to him to tell. So we met at school. We were about to become teachers, and at that point, actually, we never became teachers, but we actually met. So I'll give you the microphone.
Yeah. For me, it just started basically as a musician. I was like, my father was a guitar player, and I was like, oh, I want to be in a band, but I found it really cool if you can like the one that's doing the drums, you know, I found it really fascinating. So I was like, yeah, I mean, I want to try that myself again. So I played drums for 8 years, I think, and from there on, I just wanted to play in a band, but I was really young, and they said like, yeah, you're not able to play in a band. So I thought like, well, if I can't, I just gonna download a program where I can just like record myself and send it to other bands so I can maybe play in their band. But that's where I first started on like Fruity Loops, and that's where I started making music. And then I fell in love with house music, and from there on I met Maurice. And
Okay, great. So one more classically trained and the other more towards electronic as first. So now I'm gonna have to ask you guys, how do you split in your work, like in production and DJ, and I don't know, any aspect of your career? How do you work as a duo? Do you split some tasks? Is that any balance? How do you?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's really balanced actually, and we know exactly what we have in our store. But it's like I work a lot in the studio, and Maurice is like more of the DJ type of guy. So he has like this DJ vision, and we like sit together in the studio, and you know.
He's the guy behind the knobs, and I'm sitting there and just vibing, you know. And that's the way it goes, you know. And then, but otherwise, like when I'm preparing the sets, Robin is involved as well, you know. So actually, we have separate tasks or like parts we do in our career, but we still both like.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we play around with each other things. So yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk now about your Game Changer EP. I think we can call it like that. It's
Thank you.
The Magnificence EP on Axton.
That's right.
I think it's the vision I have, and a lot of people have. Like before that, you were like a good duo, like producing progressive and house stuff, among others. And I feel like since this one, it really like changed. Like it was really new, really fresh. And since you kept that vision. Do you feel like that there is like a before and after? And if yes, why? How could you explain it? What was in your mind when you?
Well,
It's pretty funny, right?
yeah, it's quite a funny story because we felt it as well, and we saw some changes in our lives now because of the EP. But before that, we were just like just copying other people, like, basically. And we're like, okay, yeah, this is cool, and he's doing progressive house, so yeah, we're gonna make a new progressive anthem, so it needs to be sick and sounds like that, you know. But at some point we thought like, yeah, why are we doing that? And we went on tour in China, basically.
Yeah, we were there, and we had this really big problem. We were playing these gigs, but we played records that were 2 years old because the music that was out back then wasn't suitable for us. We didn't like that music. It was good, but not for us. And so when we came back, we were talking about this situation. Like, okay, so when we play a gig, we can't play our own music, but we can also play other people's music. So we were playing old music. Maybe it's time to make something that like that really suits our sets, you know, and our identity. And from that point, we made like 7 records. We sent them to some people. Axstone was really hyped about it. I sent them to them. I was on a holiday in Japan back then. And he was like, okay, it's sick. I'm going to send it to Axel. And after like 30 minutes, it was like, okay, we should get on a phone right now. And we're going to sign this deal right now. So
that's a crazy story.
Yeah, so that's actually how it went, you know. I was in Hiroshima with my brother. And I was like, oh my God, what the fuck is happening, you know? Sorry. But so it was really crazy, you know. And, like instantly called Robin, like what the story was, and like from that moment, I don't think that we both really knew what was going to happen, but it happened. So that was really cool.
Okay, so can you tell us more about your relationship with Axwell since then?
Yeah, I think we've been to Stockholm. We've sat down in the studio with Ax, and we played some FIFA with Ingrosso, but we kicked ass. So I'm sorry, Ingrosso, if you watch this.
Not the opposite. Not studio with Ingrosso and FIFA.
Maybe he. You know. But but I think we have weekly contact with Ax, and we just like send music and share ideas, and it goes natural.
That's great.
Yeah.
And so now with Axwell, you are signed regularly on Axstone, and this day you have a new release, which is yesterday it came out.
That's right.
It's a song called Lights.
Yes.
Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah. We really wanted, you know, we have like a lot of songs that are 126 or 128 BPM. So we're like, we want to change up the game a little in our sets, and we just want to do something new, which like creates a big impact. And so it gets your attention pretty easily. But then we start thinking, okay, what can we do to make our set more special? Because when we make music, we always think about that, you know? And that's where we started to think like, hey, maybe you can try a different BPM maybe. And that's where like a first draft of Lights came in. And I texted with the guy from Gotcha, Mattia. And I said, yo, I have an idea. Maybe we should try something together because I really like your stuff and it's really good and punchy. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. But we started from scratch basically. So he basically sent a kick, and it was more like a boom, boom, something like that, you know. And but it needed the shape a little. But from that point we started building, and it was nice. Good song. Yeah.
And is this a single release, or do you have anything else built around it?
Maybe yes, maybe no. Nah, I'm fucking. But it's
really.
Nah. But I think that actually it's already announced that it's going to be something different. Yeah. And but maybe you will find out really soon. It's gonna be okay.
Okay, nice teasing.
So So but just about
just tell them.
Yeah, we're gonna tell it.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna do the second EP.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's gonna be 3 records, maybe more, maybe not,
maybe less.
But
there's gonna be
3 records.
Yeah.
There's gonna be an EP.
We can say that
on Axstone.
Okay,
and,
with lights in it.
With lights in it.
It's
and
the first record.
that's the first song of the EP. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Now maybe a more technical question. I think, like as we said, with a new Magnificence style, there is like a gap between you and the other producers in the genre in terms of sound design. It really like changed something. Can you explain like maybe a bit more technically for producers, like how did you change? What did you change? How is it so unique and
I think
impactful now?
I don't think there is like something like a certain ingredient. It's more like we just trying to find and evolve ourselves basically, and we've we've did a lot of plagiarism in a way, because we really copying other people, and now we're like, yeah, why not just like try to innovate, and maybe we can start a revolution in music, you know? And that's where we basically are in our minds. So we're trying to get like different sounds, and that it sounds different than others. And yeah, there's a lot of for technical, I don't know what you want to know technical wise. I can tell about my mastering or mixing, but yeah, it's more about the idea, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. One last question. Sorry for you guys. It's an important topic right now in the scenes. Sorry, it's mental illness. It's a big question, and I know that you guys tour, and you know I have the professional career. You're not like the most touring DJ, but you travel in China, in France for gigs.
Mhm.
Do you feel concerned about it? Do you feel that you maybe had or might have problem about it? And if yes, how do you deal with it? How do you manage it? Do you have, I don't know, some stuff to share to show other people or other touring people, like how?
I don't really get the question, actually.
Same for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
It's like I don't know what you mean.
Do you
your
feel like
question.
pressure?
Oh,
Do you
the
feel mental illness?
Oh, that's what you mean. All
Yeah,
right.
well, I think that we can tell you something about that, because before the EP, Robin and I were actually talking about quitting. And on our, you know, it's something that it's open, you know, it was on our Facebook, and we actually did a post about it. You know, it didn't feel right, you know. But I think the biggest problem is, like, even if you're like starting, or you're busy for like 6 years, and you're having this feeling that you're not getting the money out of it, so you can be independent. On every level, you will feel this stress. Yeah. It doesn't matter, but it's like you should look the way how to handle with that stress. You know, at first, you know, we were 24 years old. Like, there was this one moment that I was like 21 years old. I was in Holland. I went with the train, and I was like between stops. I couldn't travel anymore because I didn't have the money.
Okay.
So I was there. I was like standing there. I was like, oh shit, I can't go home because I don't have the money, and that's all because of the music. You know, so that brings stress in that level, and then you keep on going and doing it anyways. You know, but I think the most important thing, like, for us, when we have stress right now, it's really nice that we are with the two of us. So if something is happening and he has stress, we can talk about it. If I have stress, we can talk about it as well, you know. I think if somebody is really having stress for that moment, you should know that you have it, and then try to find somebody that you can talk about it, you know. And even if it's not like a friendship relation or something like that, you can go for like professional help as well, because it's not nothing, you know. You will travel a lot, you will see a lot of people, a lot of impact of things, you know. And
let me add something to it. And there's also like this pressure on music, and especially when people say, yeah, you bring the new stuff, you know. And when we did the first EP, everyone's like, whoa, this is new. But yeah, then you're gonna think about, okay, what's our next step, you know? How's it gonna sound like? And that brings some pressure, you know.
We're not gonna lie, it brought a lot of pressure on us as
well. It did. And but I'm happy the way we saw at it. At first we were like sort of locked in our minds. We were like, oh damn, we need to do a second Cobra, or we need to do a second Fire. But then we thought, like, yeah, why not take the first thing, what came in our minds at the first place, and that's just be innovative. And I think that's giving sort of a free space in our heads, and it takes off some stress, I think. And for the touring stuff, yeah, just like sleep everywhere you can, and think about your food, and have close contact with home. That helps too. Yeah.
Okay, thank you guys for being open with all that stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you, Robin and Maurice, for sitting with us today.
Our pleasure.
Thank you for having us.
C'était Magnificence à l'UX Festival, et on vous remercie d'avoir regardé.